Hello everyone, today is Friday, September 1st. We're here at Universal Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights, the opening night. Definitely gonna get this video on our channel. We were here Wednesday for the pass holder previews of the tribute store, but that video is not gonna be on the channel yet. We did see some sound rehearsing earlier in the week too, so we had that video already up on the channel. But we're about to head into the parks. It's supposed to rain a lot. We're gonna head over to the Stay & Screams and get ready for tonight's event. And we're gonna have all our house rankings, reviews in this video. We're gonna try to do all 10 tonight without Express. Yeah, let's head in. Over here we have a new Stranger Things display in City Walk, in the main merch shop. We've already seen a lot of the merch inside the store, so we're not gonna go in, but this display looks really neat. So something to note, I saw when I was coming in while parking, if you do not have an annual pass that includes parking, you do have to pay. And typically there's free parking after 6 here at Universal, but on nights of HHN, or at least tonight, there's only free parking after midnight. Sometimes I think it's after 9 p.m., but tonight it's midnight. I would expect the rest of the opening weekend to be like that as well. We're making a quick pit stop in Voodoo Donuts. A lot of the new restaurants have specialty donuts, including Voodoo, or specialty foods for the holidays for Halloween Horror Nights. Over here, we have our seasonal donuts at Voodoo. Pretty cool. We're now coming up onto the Halloween Horror Nights arches. You can see the medallion is back, and we have a lot of our IPs banners on the archway. Can't wait to see how this lights up at night. We haven't seen that quite yet. We're about to head in pretty soon. As you see, the event is from September 1st to November 4th. Keep that in mind. It's not every day of the week. I know they don't usually have it on Mondays and Tuesdays until very late in the season sometimes. But yeah, we're gonna head in. I'm really hyped for tonight. And we're gonna get closer to the gate as we start checking into the park. I know a lot of people are already here for Stay & Scream. We're gonna head that way in a few minutes. If you're interested in doing an RIP tour, they sell all the information over here and Express. They will call kiosk and guest services outside the park. On the way into the park, we saw they have new Stranger Things lanyards for the event. This is season 4. Got Eddie down there, the clock, more clock stuff. We got Vecna, Stranger Things, and it says 2023 Halloween Horror Nights. Really cool lanyard. We have all the people waiting out for the scaremonies. They're really early out here at the gate. Right now it is only 3:15 and the event starts at like 6. But we're gonna head into the park. Guest service got a long line as well. We have now entered the park. As you see, they had the scaremony or Stay & Scream set up, and we're gonna head around the park, figure out what time some of the houses are opening, and I'm excited. So this is gonna be the Dark Zodiac scare zone, but we're not gonna film as much during the day until the event starts. We already have a line starting for the Central Park Stay & Scream. We're gonna find out when these houses open, but it's very hot right now and there's no shade here, and we'll get in line a little later, especially because it might rain soon. So I was just talking to the team members and they were saying that Monsters and Last of Us open at 5:30. The two houses in the back tents do not open until park opening. We're gonna go check on when Chucky opens. There's a huge line of people waiting for the New York Stay & Scream for Stranger Things and Dragons. We're gonna check in the Chucky Stay & Scream. They won't start letting people until 4 anyways. Right now it is 3:45, so we have a bit of time actually. The Chucky Stay & Scream will let you in at 5:45. So not too early, but still early enough, and you get sent to the back of the park, which is nice. We're gonna start with The Last of Us tonight. We're heading to the Stay & Scream. Chucky does open at 5:45, but we could probably bang out both Last of Us and Monsters right now before the event starts. This Stay & Scream though is really crazy. That's the line for the New York Stay & Scream. This is The Last of Us on the left. Luckily we have a spot being held in line for us. We're gonna head there in a minute. They're starting to let us into the Stay & Scream. We're not gonna film too much during the day. We're trying to save a lot of the footage so the video is not too long for when the event starts. Also, it's gonna rain soon, so we're probably gonna have the camera away if it is bad weather. And it's pretty loud over here because we have the drive-in and dance show right now. We're now in the Stay & Scream waiting for our maps. They're gonna, the physical maps, we're gonna show you guys one of the first ones to cover the map. And you can either pick for Monsters or Last of Us. We're gonna hit them both tonight. Just got my map, and they have Stranger Things on the front of it. Really cool. Once we get into the Stay & Scream, we'll show you a more in-depth look at the map. This is for the Monsters Stay & Scream, but we're starting with Last of Us. Looks like Monsters, you can also walk to Springfield. You can do that this one too. But Last of Us, we're actually gonna start at Springfield because that's where the house enters. So here's the map. We're gonna get an inside look at it. Here's a look at the inside. We have a lot of survival tips, stuff about food, and of course the merchandise. Last year we didn't have maps on opening night, physical ones, but this is the back side of it. Here's the inside of the map. As you can see, we have our houses, our zones, our restaurants that are open, including the Minion Cafe, Freezery Pops, and VillainCon is not open, but we have Death Eaters in the Diagon Alley, and we have our exits of the houses and stuff. It is raining right now, so we're not going to film too much, but Dufftoberfest has officially started here, and we can see it in the Stay & Scream. They got cool options and stuff. But we're going to the house now. We're vlogging on the phone for now since I don't want to damage the camera. It's soaking wet out. We're heading to Last of Us. Everyone is. And the whole crowd. All right, they have some new merch stands out front of Men in Black that's brand new, and it's about to be, that house is open as well. We're heading to Last of Us though. Heading right in, it says delayed, but we're heading in. The first house of the year. The entrance is back by Men in Black, but it's where the weekend was last year. So we have a lot of walking to do backstage. So we have the Oddfellow house back there. And we have the Darkest Deal. The queue's all set up. These are some of the next houses we're gonna go to after Last of Us. The facade looks really cool though. This is crazy. This is a whole new path to go to Last of Us because all the kids on construction. And during HHN, we're allowed to film backstage because everything is presented for guest viewing. So on a typical park day, you can't film backstage. But we're almost at The Last of Us. We actually have a house portal back here, so it's really cool. It's really neat that they have it over here, just so you know. This is the house that's delayed, so I guess we'll be waiting a little bit. And this is where we had the express merge point. Like I said, this is where the weekend was last year, and we're heading straight into the house. Looks like we're gonna have a delay though. This queue is massive for The Last of Us. This is definitely gonna be a busy year, and I've not actually seen the show or the video game gameplay. This year, this house is based on the video game. So I might have to watch gameplay or play the game after going through the house just to see how it is. I'm cold and we're about to head in though. Yeah. We got a cash change going on at Monsters.
Who the hell's that guy with the long ass hands?
And we're about to go in Last of Us. We're just waiting out. They haven't opened the house yet. There's a delay. We should be about to head in though. Now we cannot film inside the house, but we are gonna enter it right now and we're gonna give you our full review as we get out. Love the audio here at the entrance. The little sticker here. I heard there's not really a facade in here, but we'll give you the updates as we get out the house. I cannot wait. We're about to head in. So we just got out of The Last of Us, once again filming on the phone so far. Sorry for the quality not being as good as my camera. It's pouring, but the house, really fun. I haven't seen the material that it's based on, but overall, they got some double scares in there. They got really big costumes. You get really close to the actors, so it's really cool that they can really scare you in this house. Really fun. We're gonna have to come back in at night. It was super dark. My eyes haven't adjusted yet. I definitely will be back to that house later, hopefully. It looks like they're letting people in for the Monsters house right now. The Monsters and Last of Us both exit by ET. Monsters enters right next to the exit though. We might head to Oddfellow next, or we might hop in line for Monsters. We'll see. Monsters should open in the next 10 minutes or so. You go through the ET building on the way out of the house. This is really interesting, but you exit right next to the entrance of Monsters, which enters through the ET queue. The wait for Monsters is pretty long right now, so we're probably going to start at Oddfellow just because it's open, and not too long of a wait at the moment. Lots of people in line. Yeah. Last of Us still is a wait. We already went in, but as you can see, Darkest Deal is delayed right now, and Oddfellow has a line, but it's also delayed. House has a weather delay right now, so we might take this time and dry off for a little bit. Woo! This is the line for Oddfellow down there, but the house had a little delay. We're gonna go in very soon when it opens. Right now we're going into Darkest Deal. We will go to the Oddfellow house later, and I also want to see the facade lit up at night. It just looks really cool. Right now we are heading through the queue, and we're going to the Darkest Deal, which is the house we passed, the little bayou one. And I cannot wait to go in. We have a little bit of a line here. But yeah, not too long at all. This is also gonna look really cool at night. It's a blues musician who makes a deal with the devil. We're heading into the house now, but we cannot film, so we'll see you on the other end. We just got out of the house and that was really good, like way better than I expected. It's loud over here, hold up. So Darkest Deal was really dark in there, but there was like a triple scare in there. The costumes were really good, the sets were amazing. They actually had some set pieces from the Graveyard Scare Zone last year were in there. But that was really good, scare heavy house. I loved it. It was way better than I anticipated. This house is really good. I definitely have to do it again at night though, because the lighting's gonna make a difference. But yeah, this house was amazing. Look at it, it's so good. Apparently Oddfellow's still delayed right now. We're gonna see if it opens while we're over here. We're heading into Oddfellow now. This is where Bugs was last year. And it just opened from a delay. We have to walk all the way behind Men in Black. So it's a pretty far walk with this one, but I'm excited for this house. Not really sure what to expect. I know they got the Lion in here from Nightingales in 2019, so I'm excited to see him. But we're gonna go through and yeah. After stepping through a giant puddle and getting my sock and my shoe drenched, we're about to head through the Oddfellow tent. That puddle was brutal. As you can see, we got water sweepers here. Yeah, it's much needed. I appreciate all their work to help us out, all the guests during the event. We're about to head through the circus. This is, Dr. Oddfellow is the icon this year. This is where Jack the Clown originates from, so I bet he might be in the house. Let's find out. We'll talk to you at the end. We gotta just got an Oddfellow. We got out of it, and honestly, it's a pretty long house, longer than I expected. But to be honest, I thought Jack the Clown was supposed to be in there. I couldn't find Jack the Clown in the house. I don't know if he was just missing for the time being, but it's just basically a carnival freak show. It was pretty decent. The sets were really cool with Dr. Oddfellow. It shows how he possesses the power of the Zodiac. It did feel like a lot of scares were missing, and obviously I do have to see it at night again. We'll definitely be back through that house because I want to see that one improve. So far I give it about a 6 out of 10, but it has a lot of potential to get really good throughout the season, and it might have just been my first run that, you know, missed some scares, and we gotta go back through it. Once the rain calms down, I'll whip out my camera, but for now we're sticking with the phone. As you can see, one of the food stands is missing over here. They took it away for hurricane prep. First Nightmare Fuel show is later on. So right now, we do have Death Eaters this year in Diagon Alley, but because of the weather, no one's out in the scare zones. So we're just gonna walk through the zone. We'll have to do a loop later and get a bunch of scare zone stuff, but there's some props here and a lot more in Diagon Alley. We'll take a peek and see if there's any out right now. Looks like they just have lighting, but no Death Eaters at the moment. They'll be out later. It looks like they're actually down here in the side under some cover right now. This is really cool to see. A lot of them over here. They usually do a little show and they come back out. I love the music and lighting in here. They're starting to come out more because the rain's lightening up. We're definitely gonna come back in here at night when the lighting's really good and when they're going crazy. And they're also doing the David S. Pumpkins meet and greet at the Peacock bar, which we'll have to check out later as well. We're gonna head through, get more zone footage on the camera later. This is just, we're hitting houses right now. And yeah, it's gonna be really fun. This is the Shipyard Zone. Once again, there's no actors out because of the weather. So we will be back through here later because there's a lot of cool music in here. A lot of potential for scares. The sets are neat. We'll be back through here later. The popcorn chicken at this stand smells delicious. It's got a line. They have popcorn and popcorn buckets here as well. We're about to head to the Chucky house. We'll see. Got a 35-minute wait right now. Hopefully it'll move pretty good. This house is where Blumhouse was last year. The line's kind of long here. It's probably accurate, about a 25-minute wait, 30-minute wait. Chucky, the story of it, the house this year is that it's split into two parts. The first part is that Universal builds a haunted house for Chucky. So you're walking through a house. And then the second part is that he doesn't like it, so he kills a bunch of people. So we're gonna see how the house is. It's inspired from the TV show, but not pulling exact source material from the show, but it will have some familiar characters probably in here. Something I forgot to add about the Oddfellow house is that it's very tight in that house. So what I was saying about the Oddfellow house, I know I kind of got cut off, but it's very tight in that house, kind of claustrophobic in there. Darkest Deal also had some really tight scenes. I'm interested to see how Chucky's gonna be. It should be pretty decent. Let's see. In the queue here, we actually have a little video showing some clips from the show and some of the lore for the house. Pretty cool. We actually have a bunch of TVs, and I've not seen the show yet, but it's not exactly taking stuff from the show, it's inspired by it. So we'll see. I don't think I need to exactly see the show to understand the house. We're about to enter the house over here. Got a little projection. This is gonna be an interesting house. Obviously we can't film inside, but we'll let you know how it is when we get out. We're about to head in. As we exit the house, we have ads for the show on Peacock. We just got out of the house. Honestly, the sets look pretty high quality, but the scares are really not there. So yeah, that house felt like it was missing a lot of actors and there's just a lot of empty rooms. I'm gonna hopefully give that another chance, and hopefully it does improve throughout the season. Once again, it's still wet out, so no scare actors in the zones. So it looks like at the end of the rainbow there's alcohol, but there's a really cool rainbow over the lagoon. And right now we're heading through Vamp. There's just no actors in because of the weather. We're gonna see how long some of the houses are though. We'll come back through later, but we got actors in the zone right now. Really cool to see. This is like a 1969, it's a vampire concert. We'll definitely be back through later, get more photos and videos. I'm so happy we have some actors back out. I'm actually quite shocked that we do. Lots of good smelling fog. We got a merch stand over there. Kind of crowded too. It's a busy area of the park. And the weights over here, we have Dueling Dragons that have a weight, but I think it's like 35. We have 35, and Stranger Things is 75. It's very busy over here because there's a lot of busy, popular houses that I want to do here. But we're actually going to check Blood Moon because it's in the same spot as Hellblock, and the weight might not be accurate for that house. We're going to actually see if it's shorter than what it was posted. Very busy over here and tight. We'll be back in this area later though. We're heading over to Hellblock, or where Hellblock was, Blood Moon. Exorcist has a long wait, 55 minutes. VillainCon, of course, is not open, but the Minion Cafe is. We're gonna see if anyone's in this scare zone, but I don't think many people are right now, many scare actors. It says 65 for Blood Moon. That's because it's at the front of the park. We're gonna see if it's actually 65. We're gonna check what the line looks like inside. If it is long, we'll end up leaving the queue. We have really cool views of Rip Red Rocket, which should be open later depending on the weather. But we're gonna see what the line looks like. We have our moment of truth over here. Honestly, it looks like a 30-minute wait from what I kind of saw. Let's see. The line's exactly the same as last year. It's probably about a 30-minute wait, I'd say. Not too bad. This line's moving pretty good. If you see it about halfway full in the room, that means it's about a 30-minute wait maximum. And I do like the audio in here as we're waiting in line. Yes, we are back on the camera for now because it's indoors. After you get out of the sound stage, you have to go down this hallway, and and then you will actually enter the house after that right turn there. So we're about to go through, and honestly the wait time, it's been about 30-35 minutes at most. They just updated the wait time to that, and now it's even less, so we're probably gonna hop right back in line. We're about to enter the house now, and honestly, only about 30 minutes. We cannot film the house though. We'll give you our reactions at the very end. We just got out of Blood Moon, and that was really good. It stopped raining actually, so we're using the camera, but kind of like Dead Man's Pier last year, how they had open sets and you could see it throughout the house. It was kind of like that. It was kind of scare focused on that house, but they had good sets, and it gave a very Salem Witch kind of vibe to the house. Like you're kind of in like you're going through like a farm kind of thing, stables, and it felt very like a Salem Witch kind of house, and really good. I really like that one. One of my favorites, not as scary as Darkest Steel, but I still really enjoyed that. There's lots of red lighting in the house, and that kind of gives you the vibe of the house as well. We're gonna switch to my nighttime lens now. They have lots of great food at this event. One of them, they have a Carnival dog, which is actually a weird food option, but I am allergic to most of the food. But it says 70 minutes for Exorcist. The wait looks like a 30 or 25, so honestly, the line should move pretty quick. We're gonna hop into the line for Exorcist. So cool when you get to go under Rip Ride Rock. We've been in line for 7 minutes, and it was posted at a 70-minute wait. That's amazing. So we're almost in the house, and I've heard Exorcist is really good. It is based on the brand new movie coming out at the end of October, so we're gonna see how this house is. I've heard really great things though. So we'll see, we'll give you our review after. We're about to enter. Of course, we cannot film in the house. We just got out of Exorcist. I'm not in focus, hold up. That house was really good. Way better than I expected. It was just really good. So it's busy over here in the New York area, but Exorcist is based on the new movie that hasn't come out. There's like 2 girls that are possessed, and the demon, and there's a lot of both of them in the house. The demon is really good, the costume. There's so many scares in the house, they get really close to you, and the acting was really good. Honestly, that's one of my favorite houses tonight. It blew me away. We also didn't wait anything for the house. Stranger Things is 115. I don't know how long it actually is. Yeti's wait time isn't working, but it does have it on the app, and they probably have a physical sign, and it's 55 minutes for Yeti, which you might do that. But yeah, Dragons is the one with the not working sign. And the vampires don't have full prosthetics tonight because of the weather, but some of them are still out in the street. Like I said, Wednesday we were in the tribute store. We're probably not going to go in tonight unless it's quiet in there, but the lighting here looks really good. Yeti and Dragons are right next to each other. We're going to enter the line for Yeti, see how long it looks. This is 55. Everything's been shorter than posted. This is a huge line at the tribute store though. Everyone lining up to go in. I'm glad we already went through the tribute store. And we have vampires scaring people in line. This is amazing. Or they're doing a cast change, it looks like. The line for Yeti and Dragons actually look pretty long. They're probably really close to their accurate posted wait times. And we just found out that in 30 minutes, they're doing a Nightmare Fuel showing. So we said, let's go see Nightmare Fuel. So right now, we're under Rip Ride Rocket, and we're gonna head to Nightmare Fuel. We'll make it there shortly. Let's go. Also, I love the projections on the New York facade over here. We're gonna head through this zone later. It's very busy in here. I love the stuff in here, the theming. I like the lighting in here a lot. It's really fun. They're playing some really cool songs in here too. With the whole stage set up. Oh yeah. This zone's really a fun time. Whoa. The vamps are in full effect tonight. They really fog it up in here. Chucky said 95 minutes. That's definitely not worth the wait at all. I mean, it was a decent house, really cool sets, but I need a better run. We're gonna give it another chance probably tomorrow. But as you can see, lines outside the building. It's definitely probably at least a 45-minute wait. Definitely not 95. Now this Chucky food booth, on the other hand, really smells good. I might have to try popcorn chicken later on. This zone has a couple characters out. This one's really neat. This looks really fogged out in the shipyard. This is the shipyard zone. This person's supposed to be on stilts. We have some people in the shipyard. It's really neat. A lot of past characters in here. Got some people from Hellblock and stuff. This is neat. Whoa, that's crazy. These characters are really cool in this zone. I like the music and the lighting so far. This is really neat. Oh, this was in one of the zones last year, this character. That's a cool scare over there. I really like this zone a lot so far. He was from Conjure the Dark. Then we have Oddfellow, the truck. Oddfellow is the icon this year. They're fighting right now. Something's going on. They got beef. They got something going on in the truck too. This zone's gonna be fun when we got more people out later. Someone's definitely in the truck though. We also have a bat over here in the zone. That's pretty neat. And a character right there, the Zodiac on the jacket. The bat's cool. They were in Lights Camera Action as well. And now we have the Peacock bar over here. We're actually gonna check that out later. They do meet and greets and stuff. But I wanna head straight to Nightmare Fuel. I don't wanna miss this show. We'll come back through some of the zones later. I'm really curious to see if there'll be characters out here in London because we have some of the props over here, but I think it's just for audio for the Death Eaters. Hopefully there's not too big of a line waiting for Nightmare Fuel. We're gonna try to get in the next show. We're almost there. All right, so we're gonna get decent seating. Tonight we're gonna film the whole show. We're gonna post only parts of it because it's gonna be copyrighted. And then we're gonna get photos of some of our other visits as well. Today's mostly videos. We're heading in Nightmare Fuel now. We made it in. It's very packed for the showing, but we're just gonna video this one. The set looks different from my initial reaction. We're gonna get seated and then we'll pick up the camera again.
The nightmare you are about to experience contains fire, pyro, and flashing lights. It is dark and adult in nature. If you find any of these wicked visions offensive, you should leave this dark dream immediately. For those who wish to stay, welcome to our nightmare.
Whoa, we got projections. Oh, they brought the bed. Oh my god, I thought it wasn't.
The nightmares will come for me. Every Halloween, these nocturnal spirits haunt my dreams, waiting to drag me to my darkest depths. My demons, my desires, my fears. Tonight, the nightmares will come for me. But this time, I'm fighting back.
just got out of Nightmare Fuel. They did not block off the path. That's pretty interesting. We're gonna give our review in a minute where it's less crowded. Show's getting out right now. So we just got out of Nightmare Fuel. We have some projections on the Men in Black building. But overall, compared to the last two shows, this year was really, it was definitely a different show. Definitely different song choices. Some I liked better, some I didn't prefer as much. I liked a lot of the acts in there. Really cool, unique. Overall, really solid show. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. I like the choreo a little bit better last year, but it's amazing. Definitely go watch it. And we won't put the full show in here, but we'll put some of it in. There's just a construction wall the other day on the Men in Black sign. Today it looks like it's actually removed, so that's good to know. Last of Us is a 90-minute wait. We already went through it earlier though. 75 for Darker Steel. We're gonna probably check out Monsters now. This whole Springfield area, we don't have roaming chainsaws this year, but there are a lot of chainsaws in some of the other zones. We haven't been to the zones, many of them yet, but we're gonna head over there after we get most of the houses done. We're probably gonna focus on the zones towards the end of the night. But yeah, it's kind of busy tonight, and it's only the first night, so imagine when it's gonna be towards the end of the season. You guys should probably get Express. Although luckily we've gotten some of the houses done, and they weren't as long as the posted wait time. So yeah, this whole zone, no scares in here. Honestly, you can focus on getting an alcoholic beverage. You can listen to the park-wide loop and just head around to the park. But all the other zones are really neat. I've seen footage and stuff. We haven't been through them personally yet, but we're gonna head to a house. They have lots of food trucks in this area and alcohol by animal actors. We're gonna have to head through jungle. I'm really excited for this scare zone. It looks very tight in there. The lighting looks amazing though. But once again, we're gonna check on Monsters now. We haven't done Monsters yet. Monsters was my favorite house last year. I know this year is a little bit different. I've heard very mixed things on it, so we're gonna go check it out and see how good it is. There used to be construction walls here in the area. Just a couple days ago, they got rid of them, so it's easier to find the house entrance. Isn't as bad of a bottleneck. It says 45 minutes. It looks like everyone's rushing to get into the house. So hopefully we'll get in line right before the wait time jumps up. This queue is very interesting. We're using the old ET extended queue. My guess is gonna take 30 to 40 minutes. Probably accurate like the sign. It took about 16 minutes to get through that part of the queue, and now we have to go down here and down the road, and we should be into the house quite soon. So we've been in line for over 50 minutes. The line said 45 minutes, and yeah, it's almost an hour now. They had media go through the house, so that definitely caused a little slowdown. And of course, there's a cast change and stuff, but the line did jump up to 75 minutes right after we got in line, so I think that's also part of why the line got longer as well. We're now in line, about to enter the house. We're gonna see if this lives up to the Monster House from last year and 2019, because those are amazing. Line is taking over an hour, so I'm hoping it's really good. We'll see, we're about to head in. Despite the queue from last year, we have to do another set of snaking around before we head into the house. It looks like it actually kind of goes far back. We're about to head in now, finally, after an hour and 20 minutes of waiting. We cannot film in the house like I've said before. We will give you my review at the end. We just got out of Monsters. The review will come in a minute, but there's a new exit path. We gotta go between the Monsters queue and the Last of Us queue to exit. And then we're gonna merge back over where we exited from Last of Us and go back into the street. We'll talk over when we get into the street. So we did, Monsters was really good. I would say, right now I'd give it a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. I know I'm not in focus right now. But overall the house is really good. I can see it improving over the run and getting even scarier. Really cool scare tactics in there. Some really cool effects. Right now, scare factor wise, it doesn't quite live up to Legends Collide or the other monsters, but I like the variety in there. There's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of holes in the house, and you're in the Opera House a lot too. So yeah, the Phantom of the Opera, there was a lot of him in the house, but overall really good. The costumes were pretty neat. The queue setup is definitely interesting this year, but it's still a really fun house. Yeah, overall Monsters, pretty fun house, and I can see it really getting better over the run. So we're gonna keep going back into it and seeing how it improves over the season. This line is definitely not as long now. We definitely timed it really wrong. We definitely wouldn't have had to wait as long. The new exit for the house is weird though. We can't use this other path and exit like we did in years past. Yeah, it's a whole new exit system. It definitely slows you down trying to milk out houses. This whole area is quieted down. We're gonna go through the jungle now. I know we gotta get more footage in the other zone since it was busy before, but we're gonna take a loop through the jungle. This zone's really fogged up, but the lighting looks pretty neat. This is the jungle zone. So we're gonna head through. I've seen videos and stuff. It looks pretty cool in here. Hopefully we'll get some good scares.
No, but he's not that scary.
That was really cool. They scared through the huts and stuff.
Like right there.
These are some cool creatures. They're doing a cash change probably. Or they're just walking around. I like the costumes in here already. After doing my walk, I'm gonna get photos from here. They got all the eyes in the trees. They're really cool. Even the bat eyes light up. That's a cool costume. Lots of good scares over here. We also have a dead body in the tree. Oh, we got a... This is cool though. We have a Zodiac behind the stage over there. That's really neat. And we have a scare actor over here as well. That's cool. It's like a bug. And then on the stage we have Oddfellow, I'm pretty sure. I don't see him up there right now though. The stage might be kind of wet. He might be traversing the zone, but there's a cool show moment that's supposed to happen up on the stage. Pretty neat. I just found Oddfellow. He's got the whole crystal thing. This is where he finds the powers of the Zodiac in the jungle. Really cool. And he's supposed to go on the stage, but it's kind of dark right now, or wet and slippery. So yeah, this zone is really cool. We've been walking around here getting photos. We're gonna head through Zodiac now. Something to keep in mind is there's no water show this year. Just keep that in mind while coming. Don't expect 2 shows, only 1. But you have Megan around the park. We're gonna see her later, hopefully. And then you have the Death Eaters, which is like a 6th scare zone. So we have some new additions this year as well. So I hear a lot of chainsaws in here, which is really cool since we don't have the chainsaw horde. It'll focus. But yeah, we're gonna walk through. This is where Graveyard was last year. It's pretty hard to top that zone, but we're gonna see how this is. I can't wait. So for the lighting's pretty cool. This is Dark Zodiac, and we have a bunch of chainsaws in here. I think they're called Celestials. Really cool. This is really neat. I love the characters in here. Chainsaw costumes are definitely interesting too. Yeah, these costumes are really neat in here. It's really cool. We also have a center stage up here. We've got the barrels around the zone with the Zodiac symbols and stuff. This is neat. And the whole scorpion, they all have the Zodiac symbols. Lots of fog. Lots of Zodiac people around here. And cool chainsaws. This creature's pretty neat looking. I love how you also have the fire effect up there on the stage. It's really cool. They actually switched a monster on the stage. Now we're gonna head through the Oddfellow zone. We haven't been in there yet. The one at the very front of the park. I'm excited for the Oddfellow zone. It kind of ties right into the Zodiac. Apparently we missed Dr. Oddfellow's little show here, and he will interact with guests when he's on the stage. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. He's walking around the street right now. We have Dr. Oddfellow meeting guests over here. He's got a green cane as well. It's really cool. He interacts with the guests. We have a couple other cool creatures in the zone as well. Most people will be on stilts. We don't have the stilt walker tonight because of weather. Lots of cool creatures in here. These are pretty neat. And we're gonna head towards the front. This front zone doesn't go down Minion Land this year. It kind of goes around Today Cafe. Yeah, we're heading around the front, seeing if there's any more actors. This actor is a chicken. That's really cool. A couple other characters are walking around the area now as well. Didn't see these the first time through. Kind of have a mix of other characters from other zones in here, which is neat.
Gonna look good, so all you care about are aesthetics, looking good. You don't care about the power that this holds, the souls that this have trapped. You should care more about that. If you are an immortal, you would.
So now we've been through all the zones, but I do want to go through Vamp and Shipyard again later today because it was very busy in there earlier and I wanted to see Megan later. We did the Death Eaters. They actually wrap up by 12 o'clock. If you want to see Death Eaters in Diagon Alley, you need to be there before 12 o'clock. They actually do Death Eaters during the day before HHN starts, but it's only on HHN nights. So keep that all in mind when you come visit the park if you want to see the Death Eaters in Diagon Alley. So we're going to head over to our last 3 houses, see if we can bang them all out. We might do a few zones before some of our houses. Exorcist doesn't actually look that bad of a wait, and it said Blood Moon was only 35. It also looks like a lot of people are probably heading out of the park right now. So it's pretty neat. Hopefully some waits will start going down. It looks like Stranger Things and Yeti are both 90-minute waits, but Dragons doesn't have their digital wait right now. We're gonna go check it out. But it says Dragons is only 45, and a lot of people say this is one of the best houses this year. So we're gonna see if we can go hit it. Hopefully it's not too long. And yeah, I'm excited. It looks like there's no wait at all. There's a little bit of wait, like 20 minutes for Yeti, but there's like no wait for Dragons. We're gonna head right into it. All right, we're heading in. We're at the merge already, no wait at all. All right, thank you. Bro, this is insane. There's no way. We're waiting nothing for one of the best houses probably this year. They're doing a cash change now at Yeti and Dragons. Just like that, we're gonna head into the house. That house is really neat. We chose the ice path. The theming and the sets were amazing. We missed a couple of the scares, but overall the house felt short, but the sets make up for it. That was really good. There's no wait, so we're gonna do the fire path now, and they're about to do a cash change too. So it's literally called Choose Thy Fate because it splits into 2 paths at the end of the house. You get to literally pick the path you go, and there's 2 exits to the house. So there's 2 different winners depending on the path. So we went the ice path and ice won, but you can go the ice path and fire can win. We're about to go through the fire path and see who the winner is. But that was really cool. We have to do both. We're gonna get all 4 winners. 2 runs of this tonight. That's amazing. There was no wait for Dragons. We're gonna head right back in. It should be like pretty much a walk on again. It says 20 minutes. We're hopping right back in. That's how you know it's short. A little cash change going on in the Vamps. We're heading right in. We can't film. Just got out of Dragons the 2nd time. We did the fireside and Merlin won. It was a really good house, very scenic. It was cool. We're passing through Vamp right now, but we're trying to go visit Megan real quick. We got 4 minutes to get there. And then we're gonna come back and get more footage in the Vamp zone. I like the music in here. We got the hippies. This sounds really fun actually. I like it. one got me. Actors are going crazy in here. Alright, now let's go see Megan. She'll be out in just a couple minutes. We actually have some Megans starting to appear already. They're just wandering the air. Megans are really cool. They're doing they're corralling the Megans out of here. And now we're gonna check out the Peacock bar, and we're gonna go through Shipyard one more time as well. I don't know if David S. Pumpkins is still doing meet and greets, but we're gonna check out the Peacock bar, and we're also gonna go through Shipyard one more time, since it's a lot quieter in here right now. I can't wait to see stilts in this zone. We don't have anyone in the cage right now, which is, we did have some people in there before. Some Shipyard people are walking around. This guy was in the Terror Queen zone at one point. Run! Definitely seems like less actors right now. I'm gonna go back through and get some photos too. These actors are really neat. I think that's pretty much all for the zone though. We're gonna go through Peacock Bar and then come back through with some photos. The Peacock Bar looks really neat. We have some lighting and signage over here. It's supposed to be a club atmosphere. You got a photo op over there as well. Pretty neat. And they have David S. Pumpkins meet and greet, but they probably end at like 12 or so. That's when the Death Eaters stop doing scaring and stuff and Diagon. The music in here is definitely really neat. This is cool. We got Five Nights at Freddy's poster here. The projections on the building of Men in Black also look really cool from across the lagoon. We're gonna show you some of the drink stuff they have over here real quick. Looks like it's a pretty busy spot this year actually. Yeah, lots of stuff. Here's a little menu we have. Pause the screen, take a look. And yeah, it's pretty neat. David S. Pumpkins is not out doing meet and greets right now, but he's out earlier in the day. And they have a TV where you could look at some Peacock shows. Now we're gonna go back through Shipyard, get some photos. We're gonna do the same with Vamp and end on the night with the last two houses we need. We have a fairy in the cage. Did not see them before. And we have another creature over here, a sailor looking guy. The lighting doesn't look to be on the wait time sign, probably because the weather might have affected it. We're gonna head through right now over here and get some photos in the Vamp zone. and then hit our last 2 houses that we need. The vamps are going crazy right now, but we still have 2 houses to hit. I haven't really seen anyone on the stage, but I guess there's people there now. So yeah, this is a really fun zone. I love the lighting in here too, and the music's great. This makeup is cool. This zone is fun, but we're gonna head over to Yeti and Stranger Things. 35 minutes, it should be kind of like a walk-on. And then we're gonna end the night on Stranger Things. We might even do Exorcist again first. Now let's do Yeti, and then of course Stranger Things. Yeti really doesn't look like that bad of a wait tonight, to be honest. At least right now. It said 45, should be like a walk-on pretty much actually. So after this, we'll probably hit Exorcist and then end the night on Stranger Things. Maybe do a couple other reruns actually. This is really good though. We're about to enter the house. Probably waited about 5 to 7 minutes in line at most. And yeah, we'll let you know how Yeti is after we get out. It should be a decent house. Hopefully better than the 2019 one, which was amazing to begin with. We're heading in. Once again, we'll tell you how it is after the run through. Yeti was really good. I know in the winter Yeti one, the snowman, they had like a ceiling scare, like he was up top. They didn't have that this time, but they did have a ceiling scare with the arm reaching out. They had a lot of cool scares. It's like a 1950s campsite, and there is the HHN bear. He is returned in the house. Lots of cool sets and some cool effects in there. I really enjoyed that house. I missed some of the scares at the end, but I'm definitely gonna be going back to that one. That's one of my favorite houses this year, and I'm glad it lived up to where I had it on my hype list as well. We have 20 minutes until the event ends tonight at 2 o'clock, which it ends at 2 o'clock every night. So we're gonna hit Exorcist and then end the night at Stranger Things. We have not done Stranger Things yet, our last house to do, but Exorcist is really good, so I want to head and do that one again before we do Stranger Things. Just because it's close. I would do Darkest Deal again, but Exorcist is way closer. Stranger Things says it's an 80-minute wait, but it looks like a 70, or not a 70, it looks like a 30, 40-minute wait. We're gonna come back real quick. We're gonna hit up Exorcist, see what it looks like. Should be a walk-on. Exorcist comes out in theaters October 6th, but we're gonna give it another run through. It looks pretty short, it says 25 right now, but it looks like more of a walk-on, so maybe 5 to 7 minutes at most. We decided to hop out of line because we have 9 minutes and we weren't up to the merge point yet for that house, and I want to be safe and make sure we get Stranger Things done. So we're gonna end the night at Stranger Things instead of looping Exorcist. We're gonna do Exorcist tomorrow. We'll be back. So it's a really good house. I wanted to do it again tonight, but we're just gonna make sure we get into Stranger Things because we haven't done it yet, and I want to make sure we complete all the houses. So doing Stranger Things is more important to me right now, and I need to give you guys our review of Stranger Things. So let's do it. It says 80 minutes, but it should be about a 35 to 40 minute wait. So we'll find out. We're gonna head over. This house enters by Jimmy Fallon. This is where Halloween was last year. Nice little AC in this hallway. Let's head over. Over here is where it splits into the standby and express. And we're heading right into the house. Should be about a 30-minute wait, not too bad. We're gonna hop in. I can't wait. I love season 4. Definitely haunted house material. This house is strictly based off of season 4. Looks like Stranger Things actually wrapped down here earlier in the night, and it was way busier earlier. As you can see, that part of the queue is not being used. Ending the night on it, so it should be kind of a low wait. I'm excited. As you can see, there's no wait over here as well. Just like a 25 to 30-minute wait down there between the sound stages. That's where we're going right now. And I love the views under Rip Ride Rocket. A lot of the rides stay open. Some close early though. Keep that in mind. And now the waiting game begins. A long wait over here. It is now officially 2 o'clock. We've been in line for about 5 minutes waiting, and park is now closed. So when we get out, we're actually gonna see how long it takes us to get through the house. But yeah, no more scratchers in the queues. They're in the streets when we get out. We've waited about 20 minutes total, and the house is posted at an 80-minute wait. We're about to enter. Like I've been saying all video, we cannot film inside the house, but we will give you our review as we get out. Let's head in. Got a cast change going on tonight. Actors are switching up, and we're about to head in. So we just got out of Stranger Things and we only waited 20 minutes for it. That's what I'm saying, you gotta wait to the end of the night, you'll get as many houses done as you want. And overall, house was really good. If you've seen season 4, you're gonna like the house. And I honestly thought it was better than the other houses because it had a lot of really cool sets in the house, a lot of visual stuff. It felt like you were right there in the show. I don't want to spoil too much about the houses, but there's a lot of big scenes in there, a lot of cool stuff. You're gonna come face to face with Vecna multiple times. I thought it was amazing. The scares, I missed a lot of the scares, but I'm probably gonna I'm gonna do that house a lot more, and hopefully I'll be getting the scares then and there, and I'll have better run-throughs. But overall, I still really like the house. It was neat. It was definitely neat. I recommend checking it out. But yeah, it's really awesome. So I don't know if this is the park-wide loop or whatever. They definitely toned down the music on the way out, but there's no scare actors anymore. We're heading out of the park now, and in front of the arches, we are gonna give our review of the event tonight. Kind of rushed the zones to get all the houses done, but we did every single thing that the event offered tonight. It's really fun. We have merch on the way out of the park, but it's very busy over here in the stores. We're gonna be heading out now. On the way out, we have a Peacock advertisement as well. It's got Five Nights at Freddy's on there, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, we're gonna go out front of the arches, give our final rankings and reviews. Before we give you the review, it looks like we have a projection on the archway tonight. It looks like it's all the Zodiac kind of symbols. Since Dr. Oddfellow does control the Zodiac. I really like this design. We're gonna back up so you can get a closer view at it, or a better view at it, I should say. We also have the Zodiac symbols all over the floor as well, but the archway looks really cool. So we are now gonna give you my official rankings of the end of the night for all the houses, and we're even gonna rank the zones too. First, let's talk about Nightmare Fuel. Nightmare Fuel is amazing. Compared to the other shows, I feel like it kind of draws some references to the past few shows. So if you've seen the past few shows from the past few years, you'll understand this year's Nightmare Fuel, and even if you don't, you'll still understand it. That's what's great about the show. And honestly, the acts are amazing there, the dancers are amazing, and of course we have a lot of fire, so it's always really fun. The Megan Little Roaming Horde, they have different spots around the park and they dance. They're really fun to catch. They're out like about every hour or so. And then you have the Death Eaters, which is like a brand new zone. I'm not gonna count that in my scare zones, but I didn't spend too much time in there because the weather. I want to see them in full effect tomorrow, but overall they're really fun to catch, and they'll be out even if it's raining because there's indoor parts inside Diagon Alley, but they end at 12 o'clock, so make sure you're there before that. And you can also see them during the day before park close, so keep that in mind. Now let's get into our house rankings. Now my list might be kind of controversial. Now I do want to make this statement before we get into the rankings. All of the actors did an amazing job, and this is just my personal opinion on the house. So I don't want anyone to get upset over if their favorite house is on the bottom or thinking that the actors did not do hard work. Honestly, it's just my personal preference of if I had a kind of a bad run or if I just didn't enjoy the house as much as the other ones. And I will say all the houses are pretty strong this year. At least 8 out of 10 of them are. So anyways, with that being said, let's get into it. Chucky is probably my number 10 house this year on the bottom of my list. We kind of waited a while for it, but overall, I think I just had a bad run because a lot of the sets in there were just kind of empty and missing some scares. Now, I did like the use of the puppets in the house, a lot of those. I just didn't really find anything too scary in there. I really liked the theming though. The theming was really cool. It felt like high quality sets in there. And I thought that was neat. So I will say, I could see it improving over the run. So we will definitely be doing it more often and seeing how that changes. Now, number 9 on my ranking list is gonna be Oddfellow, and I think the reason we did Oddfellow, we did it kind of early in the day, and I think a lot of the scares are missing still. So I'm hoping that they'll have. I gotta try it at night because first off, the facade looks really cool, like a circus tent, and they might even have some scares outside. It was raining, so that's why they didn't have that. So I gotta give it another chance at night and see if that makes a difference. They had some really cool sets in there, especially with Oddfellow with the Zodiac. There was no Jack the Clown in the house, but they have a projection of him. But either way, that was really cool to see the house. There was a couple scenes in there I really liked. The amount of stuff, it was a pretty long house, so the amount of stuff they crammed in there for that tent was amazing. But I have to go another run through it. I missed some scares, and I think that's the reason it's kind of low in the bottom. Right above that at number 8 is Last of Us. Last of Us was pretty good. I really like the sets. Like I said, all these houses were really good this year. I just like some more than others. So this set is, the whole house is very detailed. There's a lot of good scares in there and some unique effects, things that I haven't seen before at the event. So I'm really glad. It was a pretty good house, but it was just really dark when I went in. It was hard to see some of the sets and stuff. And it was like the first house we did, so it was bright outside. That's why it kind of is at the bottom of my list. So we're gonna try that at night. My eyes are adjusted and I'm gonna see more sets, and I think it's gonna shoot up on my list. So definitely stay tuned to my channel if you wanna see how my rankings change by the end of the season. But I'm gonna do that house again, give it another chance, because I think it's got really good potential. At spot number 7, we have Monsters. Monsters isn't bad. They just have too much Phantom of the Opera in my opinion. A lot of the opera house scenes in there. I know with Legends Collide last year, people didn't like that there was too much mummy, and they got rid of some of the mummies and put like Drac and Wolfman. So they'll probably make changes like that after this weekend, I would think. But there's still a lot of opera house scenes. I would like to see more Jekyll and Hyde, because that monster that they used in the house was really cool and scary. They had a couple cool bungee scenes, and the facade was amazing. So that house has really good potential, and it's probably going to shoot up to my top 5, I'd say, within a few weeks, I would say. Blood Moon, I would rank at number 6. I really like the house. It had very Salem Witch kind of vibes. If you've done the Witch of the Wood house at Busch Gardens, Tampa for Howl-O-Scream, it's got a very similar vibe to that, but better quality sets, of course. And it's kind of like Dead Man's Pier. There's a few scenes you can see throughout the house, continuous. So like there's like a bell on top of like a tower, and someone's ringing it. You can see that throughout multiple scenes. A lot of really unique scares in there, and I really like the sets in there too. I can see that improving over the season as well. So in my number 5 spot is Stranger Things. I thought the house was really strong this year. I really liked this when it came back in 2019, better than 2018. I know a lot of people like 2018 more. I just like the more diverse characters, and they had a lot of diverse amount of characters this year in the house. The sets were really big and really cool. It felt like you were walking through the show. So if you really like season 4, you're gonna really like this house. I need to go back through again, get more scares, but there's a lot of Vecna in the house, a lot of cool scenes. But like I said, once I get more scared in the house, it'll probably bump up higher. But it's at spot number 5 right now, which is top 5, pretty good. That's Oddfellow's whistle in the back. It's pretty neat. And spot number 4, I put Dragons at. Dueling Dragons was really good. It just felt short in my opinion. Lots of really big and cool sets. I love how you can choose your path. Got that repeatability, 4 different endings. We got the Ice Wizard, and we got Merlin as our 2 endings on Ice and then Fire. So overall, really strong house. I love the story. The costumes are really cool. The visual effects are really cool. Overall, don't miss that house. It's at number 4 just because the scare factor wasn't super high, and I like my scares in my house more than my scenic. I do like scenic as well, but I like my scares. If you like Dead Man's Pier, you're definitely gonna like this house. But yeah, it's very scenic, not as scary. If that appeals to you, you'll definitely love it. Now we have our top 3. Number 3 is Yeti. This was number 2 on my hype list, and it didn't really let me down too much. Yeti was amazing. I loved it. If you like the 2019 Yeti house, they go just as amazing in this house, and the sets were really cool. It's like a campsite, and there's a couple cool mirror effects and scenes in there that I really enjoyed, and I thought were really strong this year. The actors are killing it. I know those costumes are big and heavy, but it was just really good, and that house is only going to improve throughout the season is what I'm thinking, because that's what happened in 2019. It started kind of mid-tier, and it got only better. So I'm expecting the same this year with this house. Number 2 is Darkest Deal. We went in when it was really bright out, one of the first couple houses we did, and this house was amazing. I really loved all the sets in there. They have a few pieces from the Graveyard Scare Zone in there. The costumes are really good in this house. Triple scares, double scares, they have so many good scares in this house. Like I said, sets are good. It's a good balance, and overall, really good story through the house. Once again, I haven't done it at night. Usually the houses get better at night, so this might become my favorite house this year. I will keep you posted on that. But I'm so excited to go back through tomorrow in that house. It's amazing. And then my number 1 spot this year is gonna be Exorcist. Exorcist, surprisingly, I was not expecting to be good. That was my first ever HHN house in 2016. And Exorcist was a decent house. It wasn't that bad. But this year it's based on the new movie, which hasn't come out yet. So I have no source material on what the house is based on. And you know, I've heard reviews that the movie isn't going to be that great, so I kind of had it lower on my list. after going through, there's so many good scares in there, really cool sets. I really enjoyed it, and there's like double scares, and it just feels really creepy in there. So overall, that's my favorite house this year. I feel like Dark Castile might overtake that, or even Yeti. And even some of the other ones they have potential. Monsters might even become my favorite later on. So definitely stay tuned to find out. And also, just to give you an idea, some of my rankings are also affected because I have not watched the Chucky series. I have not seen anything about Last of Us. And I haven't seen the Monsters movies, but I always love the Monsters houses. And then, I haven't seen Exorcist, of course, but I have seen Stranger Things. So all that does affect my rankings as well, so keep that in mind. So yeah, that's going to be it for my rankings. This is probably a really long video. If it's that long, I may split it up into 2 videos. Try to get as much content as possible and as in-depth as reviews for us on opening night, and just overall my experience during the event. This year's amazing. Park-wide loop also sounds really good. Scaremonies we've already kind of seen. We were here yesterday, or we saw it Wednesday during the team member preview. We didn't actually come to the event during team member preview, but we saw it from outside the gate. It's amazing though. This year's is only gonna get better, and it's better than the last couple years. So if you thought the event was good the last couple years, you're really gonna love this year. And if you thought the event was bad the last couple years, then you're gonna think this year is also even better. So definitely come out. It's gonna be busy with Stranger Things, so I highly recommend doing Express. And if you guys want, I'll make a guide on how to hit all 10 houses in one night like we did tonight. We hit everything plus Dueling Dragons twice, and then we hit all the Nightmare Fuel, we hit all the zones, we hit the Megan Roaming Horde, and we also saw the Death Eaters. So we got everything done that was offered this year. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for more Horror Night content. Last year I came to Horror Nights 21 times, so I'm gonna be back a lot this year. So we're gonna have a lot of vlogs on the channel, and we're gonna have a lot of photos on my Instagram and updates on my Twitter. So make sure you're following all of those in the description so you don't miss any updates. And of course we have our merch in City Walk too. So if you forget to get it inside the park or it's too busy, you can always get it on the way out as long as the stores are open. Right now City Walk's closed, so of course they're shutting down for the night. Also, the Dead Coconut Club is open pretty much every night, mostly on nights at HHN. And we were there the other night, got a preview of it. They have live entertainment, meet and greets with some of the Universal monsters. Usually it's open till 1 in the morning. It's open from like 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. So definitely check it out either before you stop by at Horror Nights or on the way out. It's a fun time. I got a total of 23,000 steps today here at Universal. There's a lot of walking during HHN. Like I said, we are now heading out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow me on my social media pages. It's gonna be on Twitter at Ethan Hershaft, on Instagram at Ethan Hershaft, and at Florida Theme Park Pics, on TikTok at Ethan Hershaft, and on Threads at Ethan Hershaft. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.